Myles?
Oh yeah, no, I'm still here.
'Cause I'm waiting for you to continue.
No, I know, but I
segue.
actually died that time.
Oh. Wait.
But
What?
no, I didn't actually die.
Oh, I thought like you just like I thought like you died is in the sense you're just kind of like oh, you just lost hope in humanity. Lost hope. You just lost hope.
That
You
no,
died.
that's something that happens with startling frequency. No, I'm just kidding. No, I was on a point like about
You were
like
talking
the
about
idea
Five
of,
Nights at Freddy's, and I was waiting for you to say more about it, and I was like, kind
yeah,
of
no,
just
Five
calling.
Nights at Freddy's, like it freaked me out, but it's like it didn't fuck with my brain as much as PT did.
I can kind of
Which is-
see that.
which
Because
I'm
it
fine
seems
with.
like one of those games. Like once you get away from it, it's not scary. It's like it doesn't leave that lasting effect, but it's scary in the moment, kind of.
No, I feel like oh, there's never been a horror game before that was like lasting besides the instincts of the horror game. Like whenever I play Resident Evil, like I think more critically. I've noticed about future moves, which is fascinating because I don't live a life that involves me getting emblem keys to open things. But for some reason, whenever I play a Resident Evil game, like I'll get off of it and I'll go to Ocarina of Time and I'll be thinking about a puzzle 5 minutes away from the puzzle that I'm about to do, or I'll be playing Kingdom Hearts and I'll be thinking about, you know, a boss fight that isn't even into the end of the world and I'm at the beginning of it. Like I'm just constantly thinking ahead, which is how you kind of have to play that game.
Yeah.
But with PT, since I think the reason I can't separate like my mindset of how I play the game with how the game actually works and the game itself, because you're not doing anything besides moving forward. So there's really nothing I can do. And the mindset that you get is that moving forward is, you know, leads to more scares and more awful things happening to you.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a whole psychology to it, I'm sure.
There probably is.
Yeah. Well, there's a psychology to almost every game.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, for the I doubt there are any.
You need to think to play a game. I mean, obviously, you're not gonna just mindlessly tap buttons or something like that. I mean, I guess if you're playing a rhythm game, but there really
Yeah, but
isn't.
the rhythm game requires some investment out of you, like some
Yeah.
requirement.
But it's like, you know, there's no psychology, I guess, behind it in the sense where it's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. Oh, there
No,
goes the bridge.
I can't explain it, but I really do feel like,
It's not a bridge.
That's what I'm waiting for. No, I really do feel like a rhythm game requires some level of psychology from you. But I don't know what that would be.
It's because the rhythm game is more like reacting to what you see immediately. Because like with most games, you kind of like, I'm trying to think about it. Like I guess in a Zelda game, you see a puzzle, you don't have to like react immediately. Immediately, you see that note's coming up, you gotta hit it immediately. You can't just delay. So I guess that's it. I don't even know what the fuck I'm even going about.
I mean,
I'm trying to make sense.
I guess, like, the thing is that, like, whenever a quick time event comes up, your brain kind of is lit on fire by, you know, by having to press this button really fast or you lose. But I feel like it's that constant feeling of your brain on fire.
I don't think your brain should be on fire, though.
My brain is not on fire, only
that
in
would
the
be a good
theoretical
thing.
sense that my brain can be on fire.
Alright, get the camera.
Yay. You say it like it's such a bad thing.
It's like, I got the hammer. Woo. Now I can progress. I don't want to fucking progress. I just want to stay in this area forever. Just, I don't want to move on with my life. I don't even know where that came from.
That was actually a horribly depressing thing you just said.
I just, well, rhythm games. That's what this all. I don't even know where I'm going with this.
But when you think about it, this game is also has a rhythm game mechanic to it.
Wait, how?
Okay,
Now
well, think
I've
about it.
lost you.
Okay, well think about it like this. Alright, you got Guitar Hero, for example.
Yeah, I don't see like hammer as a
No,
guitar.
no, let me get to it. I'm gonna blow your fucking mind. You ready for this?
Alright.
Yeah, I'm actually not. It's pretty underwhelming revelation, but
I'll hype it up to me as
okay,
it
ready?
is.
Okay, I'm gonna hype this up by pretending it's really exciting for you. Okay, so alright, so you know how you have Guitar Hero. Am I right? Am I right?
Yeah, Guitar Hero, man. Like, it's like I can play the guitar, man.
Yeah, so it's like you hit the button. Hey, you hit the button, right?
Holy shit,
Alright.
I hit the button.
and you strum along with it, and then when you do that, like you get points, and like a lightning thing happens when you. All right, am I right? Okay, you got this. Okay,
The lightning thing happens. It's like at first, cause I'm laughing because like it just sounds like that wouldn't happen. At the same time, I play Guitar Hero, and that actually something stupid like that can happen. It's just like what the fuck. Anyways.
I actually, I legitimately feel like that I got you hyped up at this point because that sounded like the type of thing someone would say. But anyway, no, okay, so you have that same mechanic in the active battle system.
Whoa, wait, what?
Yeah, but the reason that I say that is because there's a rhythm to like the battle and to each move that you have to work around. Like obviously, Guitar Hero isn't like a real example because Guitar Hero's mechanics are completely different. But what I was originally going to say was that when you have Guitar Hero, you have music and you have to strum along to it. There's that obvious rhythm there.
Yeah.
But each song has like a different obviously different tempo and different notes they have to hit depending on easy, middle, medium, and hard. And it's kind of like imagine if each attack was like a different song, in that you're required to do the same thing, push the buttons that the command asks you to, but it's in a different way and with with a different amount of timing or a strictness to it. So it's kind of like that, in that it has the same rhythm game idea of each thing has its own, I guess, like kind of a tempo that you have to work around.
I think I did, but I'm not 100% sure.
I like, honestly, the more I say it, the less I believe what I say.
Because the more you say it, it's just the less it makes sense to even me. I'm just kind of, because I'm trying to follow it, but I'm just kind of like, it's like something just rambling on.
So long that I end up losing people to begin with.
I mean, it's like I'm not like trying not to be invested, but at the same time, just kind of like I'm trying to wrap my mind around it. Like, what are you saying?
The answer is I don't know.
Fuck if I know. I don't know what I say. You don't know what you say. Nobody knows what the fuck they say anymore. That's fucking. Who wants to know what the fuck they're saying? Just fuck that shit. Just say words. That'll work. Just say words. That'll work. Just slap it on. Call it a day.
Yeah.
It also feels weird that you beat this game and there's no action commands.
Yeah, no.
That greatly annoys me. Oh shit! I got a first strike on
like
this
regular RPG. This is actually the part of the game that keeps me from playing it.
I can see why. It's just I don't like the idea that they don't have action commands until like chapter 1. Not even, yeah, until chapter 1, because it's just no. Actually, that's when the prologue ends.
No, it ends at the prologue. Yeah.
It's just like it's so stupid.
Also,
it's like
because
But as I was saying, it feels stupid because it's like the X commands what makes the battles interesting. So now it's just boring standard JRPG affair. Like the JRPG battle systems are boring. It's just the way that Paper Mario does it. Like in other words, Paper Mario with X commands is boring as shit. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But like, it's funny to me because like there are games where the requirements to get started are so much less, and yet it still bothers me when it's not immediate. Like like the one example I can really think of that is stupid is Super Mario Galaxy when you don't have the spin. That's exactly 10 minutes of gameplay maximum. It only asks you to wait 10 minutes before you get to, the really good stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, nah.
I don't know, because that's not so bad, because here...
No, and I fully acknowledge that it isn't so bad. It's just the thing that I think about it more, and I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Because I think, honestly, a game which I feel like it's, like, in that sense is, like, slow, is, like, Twilight Princess, because they give you the sword, but it's like, oh, now you got the sword, do this little bitty thing. Now, okay, herd more goats. It's like, oh, that's what I want to do in my Zelda game. Herd some goats. Just...
I definitely feel like Twilight Princess has the hardest one to
honestly,
get.
if you get past it, I guess it's much better, but it's like, it's so slow. It's like, why would they... Because I understand it in a way, because it kind of gets you sucked into the game more in a sense where you get to know these characters a bit more, but it's just like herding goats. I mean, I get they're farmers and they're herders and stuff, but herding goats twice?
Yeah.
And it's not that, like, the minigame is, like, hard, it's just really boring and annoying. It's not really interesting, it's just like, oh, spam A and maybe you'll get lucky and maybe they won't. Oh, he's giving me the stupid bass tutorial. Alright, anyways. Oops, I should have skipped this. But anyways, it's just like, the ending is not even interesting either. It's like, oh, it's fun. It's just boring and it's annoying and it's just. And then you play as Wolf Lake and everything's all better now.
But I definitely feel like even then, like Skyward Sword has a much better point of entry for the ending, or for the beginning.
I honestly think Skyward Sword does it better because it's like.
No, it definitely does, and I feel like it even does it better than Wind Waker too. in a way.
Actually, yeah, I'll agree with that. Because I'm gonna say no, but it's like no, it pretty much does.
Because and this is something I talk about with a friend of mine. What a lot of people don't ever seem to recognize is the fact that most Zelda games you don't get into the dungeon for like for like 2 or 3 hours of gameplay. But for all of the Zeldas up until Majora's Mask, it was a standard that the first dungeon, even if it was just some dinky little waterway or cave that you entered, would start, within the first 10 minutes of the game. And the closest things, and the vast majority of Zelda games have something similar to that, but because of, I think Ocarina of Time, it kind of changed our idea of what we'll think of as an acceptable dinky little waterway. Because, like when you go back to Link to the Past and you look at the dungeon design of even just the Eastern Palace, and then you compare that to the dungeon design of the Hyrule Castle, it's so obvious Hyrule Castle is like this tutorial area that's supposed to just be really straightforward, and then the Eastern Temple is supposed to be full of, kind of more testing traps and confusing bits.
And full of pause balls.
They're not difficult, obviously. Like,
I'm sorry. I just thought about that. I was gonna say balls, but I'm like, oh wait, there's the stupid
yeah.
song.
Oh well, I might as well do the meme.
What's the meme?
The pause balls is in and of itself the meme.
Is pause balls itself actually a meme?
It's got a song about it.
I just know it's got a song. That's it. And it's actually a good song. That's the reason why I was just thinking about it. Because I was gonna say, yeah, you're being attacked by giant steel balls. I'm like, oh, it's pause balls.
Yeah.
But anyways, go
No,
on.
I feel like people will say like something from Game Grumps will say anything, and then they'll just be like, oh, well, we'll have to make a song about it now. We'll have to make it into a song now.
It wasn't like it wasn't like their choice though. It was like
No, the fan base is what I'm referring to the fan base.
Oh shit. There goes me again, stepping on spiky ass Goombas. Oh well.
Yeah.
I'm so good at this game. But yeah. Anyways, about your dungeon design thing. Go on. I need to distract you.
Oh yeah. No, but when you compare those two, to... Maybe my thoughts would be more organized if it wasn't 3 a.m.
Yeah, and also if I didn't interrupt you like that, I'm sorry.
This was a horrible idea.
This was a horrible idea. Continues to do it anyways.
But, no, but it's like, when you think about it, like, there's no puzzles or anything to anything in Hyrule Castle, and we were totally cool with that because it was just like it was a bit of action. It gave us a chance to fight enemies. But Ocarina of Time's dinky little waterway was in fact the first dungeon, and ever since, our idea of a dinky little waterway has to be something that's more complicated and more puzzle-oriented, which is why a lot of people don't consider the dinky little waterway in Wind Waker to be, the first, to be the Hyrule Castle of that game, or the Faron Woods Part 1 to be the dinky little waterway of Twilight Princess. And it's really funny, too, because Twilight Princess has 3 dinky little waterways. One is actually a dinky little waterway, and whenever I talk to people about the start of Twilight Princess, they're like, oh yeah, but it takes you so long to, to actually do, like, a dungeon or get into the action, and I go, what about the bug hunt segment and, and the castle waterway? And they're like, oh yeah, that doesn't count. When you think about it like that, raiding the castle and Link to the Past is the exact same thought, and people count that as one of the dungeons.
I see.
And I don't know, it's just like, I think Ocarina of Time definitely had that effect where we expected the beginning of a Zelda game, to get in it in a very different way.
Yeah, I hear you.
And maybe it's because the contrast wasn't there anymore, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's like you went from 2D to 3D.
And not only we went from 2D to 3D, but like we went from, from a 2D game where you could enter the first dungeon in 10 minutes to a 3D game where you could enter the first dungeon in 10 minutes to its immediate sequel where you couldn't enter a dungeon for an hour. Or in fact, Like, when you look at Majora's Mask, that one has the longest entry to the first dungeon in any game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because like, there's the first couple hours, you're not in a dungeon, you're exploring Clock Town for the most part.
Yeah, you're mostly gonna be either side questing or just straight up not.
Oh, there's no X command. Fucking hell, there's no X command for running yet. And so I can't run. That is just... So I might actually die here.
We're gonna be fine. Don't worry. Smash the button. There we go.
No, I can't mash the button. Like I said,
You can't mash the button.
there's no action command yet. So, because you don't get the action command until the end of prologue, so I'm screwed. That's so stupid. So running away is the luck until then. Oh my god. Well, wonderful game design. Let's just leave running the luck. Just fuck it.
Most games do leave running the luck. I mean, not luck, but stats.
Yeah, the stat. It's not like 100% luck based. It's like it goes off of the stat. It's not like, oh, you got like 100 speed stat. Well, fuck you. You can't run away because this enemy has 1 speed stat. It got like a lucky roll or something stupid like that. Can you just imagine some game where I don't know what the fuck I don't even know what the fuck I'm going with. Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just. Oh, fuck, yeah. I was trying to think of something. I was trying to think of something like absurd to say, but then I wasn't so sure what I was saying midway through. Wonderful.
That's fine.